geologists get hired on mining industries if they have funding, bursaries, or if they have like connections. Other than that, if you don't have those, you won't be hired and you'll sit at home with that degree of yours. Me, honestly speaking, I'm no longer interested in this degree. Good afternoon, everyone. It's your boy again, Offense Lekgote, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. And yeah, today's topic, important topic ever to me as a geologist. So today's topic is geology really facing out? Is it advisable to take geology as a career, especially to matriculants who want to pursue geology as a career? Most of the research I got, especially from my friends who are geologists right now, or friends who actually who took a different route in geology, and friends who would like want to just like me, I want to change geology and do something else, something new, yeah, something very different to geology. Really, you have the love on working on a mining industry. Obviously, you have to take engineering. If you don't want to take mining engineering, you go for the geology. First and foremost, what is geology? Where can you work with a geologist?
To start us off with, the word geology comes from the Greek for geo, meaning earth, and ology, meaning the study of. Geology involves studying the materials that make up the earth, the features, for example, and the structures that are found on earth, as well as the processes that shape them. Geology can also refer to the solid features of any celestial bodies. Celestial bodies being asteroids, planets, or comets. Geology also studies the history of...
One of the most thing that is very advisable to matriculants, 2023 matriculants, if you want to do geology as your career, number one, you should be having a sponsor or a bursary or funding that is mining related, that actually allows you to go and study geology. If you don't have funding at all, don't bother yourself taking geology, because you'll end up just like us. We didn't have funding for geology, but then we continued. We struggled, we hustled until we get funding. Because I remember me and my friend, first year, I had a bursary in first year. Second year, I didn't have a bursary because I lost the bursary in first year. I failed some of the modules, and one of the requirements of that bursary, you were not supposed to actually fail some modules. I failed, and then second year I didn't have a bursary. Luckily, third year I had a bursary. Yeah, Mining Qualification Authority (MQA). They funded me. Yes, that's when I got like I've realized that in order for you to survive, especially doing this geology degree, you're supposed to have funding that is actually mining related. That one you actually, it's given that you're gonna get a job after qualifying, because if you don't have funding and you're funding yourself, there are slim chances that you're gonna employ it, because what is actually currently happening now, especially in mining industries, is either you get in by connections, you get in by a bursary or a sponsor, because they are the ones who actually place you to mining industries. Other than that, if you don't have none of the above, you're not gonna get a job. You're just gonna sit down at home for like 5 years, work in your retails, work somewhere with your geology degree. It's reality. It's why most of my colleagues and my friends changed. I know several of them. I did geology with them in class, but then now they're doing business management. Others they're doing PGCE. Others they're doing something else, because of it's very hard to get a job, especially as a geologist, without funding or a bursary that is gonna place you. So in terms of employability, there are 10% chances of you to get employed to the mining industry as a geologist. Number two, geologists are still studying. How many geologists are graduating? But then standard, every mining company hire like maximum of 3 geologists per mine. So let's say, for an example, in South Africa, we have like 50 mining companies. They're gonna have hire three geologists per mine on that mining company. So it's gonna be like 50 times three. How much do we get? We're gonna get that particular amount. What about the rest? How many are we graduating? So there are many of us, especially geologists, that are graduating. So their chances of getting employed is very slim because mining industry, mining companies, they don't need more geologists because geologists in mining companies, they are doing less jobs. They are doing not less jobs. They're doing the same thing. They are doing the same thing. You get there as a junior geologist, you get there as an intern, and then as a junior geologist, and then as a senior, and as a chief geologist. So chief geologist, you end there. That's the highest position in every mining company. So geologists there on mining companies, they're doing the same thing. So it's not necessary for mining companies to actually hire more geologists. So that's why now mining companies, what they're doing, they're trying to change geology to rock engineering or to strata control, because geology in J is really phasing out. They see that geology, it's not actually working unless you're doing geology with chemistry to be a geochemist, geology with physics to be a geophysics physicist. And when you take in geology and geography, you can do something that is geography related or something environmentally related. One of the third reason is that it's very hard to go up the ranks as a geologist. You get there, you qualify from your varsity, you get there as an intern for like 12 months. After 12 months, there are slim chances for them to actually absorb you to actually work there permanent. I know some of my friends, ever since we graduated, they got there, they were like interns. Now they're sitting at home waiting to be employed permanently. So basically we're fighting to get permanent jobs, especially after our internships. So there are slim chances. Internet can actually lie to you. They say there are demands in geologists. No, there's nothing like that. Literally, reality is that job. So it's very advisable to matriculants to actually do geology and then maybe add chemistry, continue with chemistry or geography going forward. Taking geology on its own, no, it's not gonna work for you. You're not gonna get employed, or there are slim chances, 10% chances of you getting employed. Reason number what? I think it's reason number three or number four. In terms of getting hired, it's very difficult for you to get hired if you only have a geology degree. Minimum requirements to get into a mining industry, you're supposed to have honors in geology. That's the minimum requirement to get into mining company or industry. You're supposed to have like honors in geology. Yes. And then number five, what we're doing in varsity is completely different what we do compared to what we're doing on a mining company. Different, like our sedimentologies, your igneous petrology, going to a lab and then analyzing rocks, how do they form, how ore is formed and stuff like that. It's way too different. That's why they actually wanting us to take rock engineering. So I would actually advise to matriculants to take rock engineering, yeah, or geotechnical. Don't take geology on its own, because you're gonna end up sitting at home waiting to get employed, and that time they want minimum of honors in geology. So it's very not advisable. The course is hard, and for you to actually make it to geology, you're supposed to be healthy. You don't not supposed to have chronic diseases like asthma, high blood pressure, high score, high blood pressure. You're not supposed to have any other chronic diseases because of the field trips. And then on a mining environment, going underground is very strenuous. So you're supposed to be healthy, fit for that, for field trips and to on a workplace. Yes. So matriculants, take your geology, yes, take your geology, but then with something else. I'm actually working right now. We did like 10% of geology, and then most of the stuff it's rock engineering, strata control. So we had like to adapt from geology that we did from university to the strata control slash rock engineering in mining industry, of which it's also on its own. It's very hard because we don't have in rock engineering background, so that's why it's very important for somebody, especially matriculants who want to do geology. It's advisable to actually go the rock engineering route, yes, or strata control or something geology engineering or engineering geology. Yeah, that's where you that is it's given that you're gonna get employed after geology. Pure geology, these are one of the responses that I got from my colleagues, my friends, saying that they're actually enough with geology. Honestly speaking, I'm no longer interested in this degree. One of the main reasons, number one, it's very strenuous, it's physically challenging. You get sunburns either when you're in the field, especially on open pit, temperature fluctuations underground. It's very scary. It's a risky career. Jay, there are many reasons why I don't want to do geology anymore. And yeah, so I'm actually done. And after, when I'm working in a mining company, after maybe 10 years, obviously you're gonna have like something that is actually damaged, especially hearing, your ears, your eyes. They, as much as we use a mask, cost is showing. I wanna, when they say cost is showing, geology, like, it's very hard. It's very hard. When you get like 52%, you're supposed to go and make a bash. You're supposed to go and celebrate. You're supposed to pop that champagne, because geology is very hard, especially structural geology. We saw flames. I don't want to lie. We saw flames. Sedimentology, very hard. You would study and study. That's the thing. Geology, they would like take something that is a year module, and then they will squeeze it to a block. The other thing is to wake up early. You wake up around 4, around 5. By 6 o'clock, you have to be at the mine, or 7. If you're late, in J, you are left behind and you are absent for that particular day. So there are many policies in on a mining industry. And in terms of is it like save job security, is your job secured? There are slim chances, because most of the mining companies are closing. So what's going to happen with you if like the mining companies are closed? You're supposed to be going around and looking for other jobs in mining companies. No. So for the fact that mining companies others are closing, job security, job, working on the mining industry, it's not secured. So yeah, Jay, that's one of the reasons why I want to change my geology career and no longer work on a mining company, because of such reasons. Thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoyed, and it was informative.